Hello, welcome to the Loney Show. I'm your host, John Loney. In this episode, I do have regulars because it's very late where I am. And also, I'm doing it over Zoom because some platform is having technical issues. But all that aside, as for our guest, she's from New Jersey. Well, that's where she is right now. She's originally from New York City, New York. She's the founder and owner of Osso Safe, a TEDx speaker, real estate agent, author on promoting safety and preventing violence in places of residence. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sabrina Osso.
Hello, Jimmy. How are you? Thank you so much for having me again on your show.
Anytime. So, how's life?
It's been hectic and stressful, I would say, and I think COVID is still, I think it's here to stay. So I think we're dealing with that on different levels, and my business, I've been really marketing it, and the weather here is kind of crappy right now, so so I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, great. And have you been up to much recently?
Yes. I actually it's been a few months now. I published a children's book, and this will help residency. As you know, or we could just repeat, Osso Safe certifications. They are to make. It's combining education and technology to promote safety and prevent violence in residency. And I just recently published a children's book, and this will be a staple in residency for Osso Safe certifications because it'll give voice to children, and it will encourage them to speak out if they're not safe at home. And I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on the book. I published it September, October of last year, so I have been marketing it and trying to get it into schools and libraries and so on and so forth. So that's the latest and the greatest with me.
All right, sounds good. And since the last time we've met on this podcast, how many countries or nations has Osso Safe been made available?
Well, we are available everywhere. I would say, right now we are concentrating on the East Coast, but we intend to be global. So I have been doing numerous podcasts all over the world, Malaysia, India, England, Canada. I just recently did Spain. I was interviewed by a lovely woman from Spain. So it's still kind of new, and so I'm just trying to market it and to get people to be open to get their properties Osso Safe certified. So so I have been doing as much as possible to get the word out, to let people know that we exist. So I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, fabulous. And
yeah, it's you're in England, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I thought so.
And what are the key components part of Osso Safe?
Yes, as I mentioned, we combine education and technology to promote safety in residency. Our core product is the Osso Safe certification. So we basically say to landlords, property owners, property managers, our main market is all residency, really. We want this to propagate over all types of residency, whether you rent, whether you own, whether you have a mortgage or not. But right now we're focusing on landlords and tenants. I may have mentioned in the last interview. And the Osso Safe certification entails for the property owner to purchase the Osso Safe Home Sweet Home package. It consists of a policy, a seminar, an app, and therapists assigned to the property. So, just to give a brief summation of those four components for your listeners, the policy basically states, I, as a landlord, I promise to provide you a safe space for you to live. You, in turn, as my tenant, you promise to not act in any way, shape, or form abusively. Otherwise, you, the abuser only, gets immediately evicted from the premises. And we go into full knowledge knowing that that would be the consequences. So there's no surprise. But it's also in this policy that states children have a say on who they wish to live with if they're not safe at home. In an Osso Safe certified property, we do not wait until the child is 18 years of age to make that decision, because by the time they're 18, it's too late. Jame, I'm sure you can understand, or it's logical, children that live with violence, abuse, chaos, dysfunction every day, day in and day out. By the time they're 18, they're almost so damaged. They could be doing drugs, alcohol, getting involved with the wrong people, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy friendships. They could turn to cutting, self-mutilating, which is cutting, obviously. And then ultimately, the worst of it, I would say, is suicide. So why? Why do that when in an Osso Safe certified property, children have a say? If they're not safe with mom, dad, stepmom, stepdad, well, who do you feel safe with? And my children's book facilitates this by giving them voice, by explaining the difference between respect and disrespect, safety and abuse. So that would be the policy. The seminar, it's the Osso Safe Home Sweet Home seminar. Everybody gets educated, Jame, adults and children alike. We use the book to kind of break the ice. The title of the book is Home Safe Home for You and Me. And we explain to different age groups of children, it doesn't matter whether they are elementary school, middle school, high school. Everyone gets educated. The adults get educated on facts, statistics, warning signs, definitions of abuse, the difference between abuse and discipline, what constitutes a good relationship. So that way, people are not mystified by, oh, I didn't know that if I pull my partner's hair, that constitutes abuse. Now you know. The third component is the Osso Safe app. It is an app that I hired a software company to design an app according to my specifications, and this detects violence-like movements and captures them in real time, issuing alerts to the landlord. So that way the landlord, the property owner, property manager sees like, wow, in my unit 2, you just beat the crap out of her, and in my unit 10, you just beat the crap out of him. Well, this is grounds for eviction. The fourth and final component are therapists assigned to the property. So every resident is required to check in with their therapist once a month. Is everything okay? Do you feel like anything is looming? Well, actually, our child got bullied. We're dealing with a bullying situation. We're not going to disparage our child, but we really don't know how to handle this. Help us, Mr. and Miss Therapist. So all of these components working together make for an Osso Safe certified property. Our logo gets placed outside the property, so that way any traffic, any pedestrian or driving traffic, they're looking for a place to live. Oh, wow, I know what that logo means. It's an Osso Safe certified property. They actually have systems and mechanisms in place to make the property safe from violence, abuse, chaos, dysfunction. Children have a say where they want to live. I would rather raise my kids in an Osso Safe certified property. This applies also if you're single, if you're just dating, it doesn't matter your sexual orientation. Safety is safety. It doesn't matter if you live with mom, dad, stepmom, stepdad, grandma, grandpa, and aunt and uncle in a dorm, in a senior community. Safety is safety. There has to be respect. There has to be freedom of choice, empowerment, encouragement, positivity. So we are making safety, Jame, a required standard condition of residency. So before we give you the keys, before you are given access to the property, you have to become Osso Safe certified with all of the components, and that entails all of the home sweet home package and the components in that package. So this is all preventative versus waiting for an episode of violence to occur. This is a much better approach for residency. I know I talked a lot, but I wanted to give a brief summary of all the components so that way it makes sense, and that way your audience members understand what it's about.
Okay, sounds great. Is there some things in Osso Safe that you can't, that it doesn't do right now, but you want it to do?
Oh, good question. Good question. Well, right now we're focusing on our local market, but like I said, we are marketing this everywhere. But if we go to Colorado, California, Florida, we're there. I would say, I'm always improving it. I am always looking to modify it, make it better, obviously. So I would say, well, the intent is to get every property Osso Safe certified, every single one, whether you live in a townhouse, a co-op, a condo, a single family home, a multi-family dwelling, a two-family home, a villa, a mansion, a mobile home, if you live in a dormitory, at school, university, if you are in a senior community, it's not going to matter. It won't matter. I will say two things that we are looking down the road, and we're already marketing this right now, but we want to make this very attractive to property owners, property managers, or landlords, I should say, property owners, where their insurance rates should go down if they are making their properties Osso Safe certified. They should be financially rewarded. And we're also, we intend more on the long term, but we're working on this right now. But this is, I guess, more of a long-term, short to long-term goal to make the property is worth more if you make your property Osso Safe certified, because you have these mechanisms in place, the technology is installed, you're actually taking extra steps to make your tenants, your residents safe. So I hope I answered the question. So, and this would entail insurance companies to partner with us, mortgage companies to partner with us. So that's more on the short-term, long-term goal, if you will.
That sounds like a good strategy.
I'm sorry, that sounds like a...
It sounds like a good strategy.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your positive feedback. We really appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, besides doing Osso Safe, what do you do in your free time?
Well, I don't have a lot of free time, but I am a dancer, and we incorporate dance in our, whenever we go to schools and universities to educate the students, the teachers, the staff. And I love to do that because I am a dancer. So, and students respond well when you have a taboo subject such as this, and you show it in a way that is, you're incorporating acting and dancing. So it's better, it's more palatable, if you will. So I take classes. I keep myself. I'm a dancer. It's my passion. It's my love. It's in my DNA. Unfortunately, I was a late starter in dance. Very, very late. I mean, I did not start when I was 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. Like most kids, I started late, but I took teachers that really propelled me because they saw the motivation that I have. I do like fashion. I love fashion. So you could say when I'm not busy, quote unquote, I do like to look at magazines. I'm Italian, so I have a lot of respect for the Italian designers. Like Dolce Gabbana, Valentino, Versace, Prada, Ferragamo, Fendi, all of those, and I have traveled to Rome. I mean, I go to Italy quite a bit. I haven't been there in a number of years because of COVID, but I did go to Rome, and I did a big shopping spree, so that was fun. I bought some Prada, some Versace, some Missoni, and what else did I get at the time? Let's see. Versace, did I get some Valentino? No, not Valentino. I forgot now, but yeah, I just bought like high-end clothes and shoes, and it was just a lot of fun, and it was, I was in Rome, and I had an empty duffel bag, and I just stuffed it with brand new high fashion items. And yeah, it was the first time that I ever did that, and it was just really, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, it was great, and I actually saved money because I went in July, and that's when they have a lot of sales, so I didn't spend as much money as a person normally would, full price. I got everything either half price or at least 25% off, 30, 40, 50% off, something like that. So that was good too. That was extra sweet.
Cool. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Who I would ask anybody, like ask anyone.
Yeah?
Are you safe at home? Are you safe at home? I think that's the single most important question you could ask someone. And in fact, I think it's a very important question to ask for your potential employees, because if they're not safe at home, that's going to affect you as a boss, as a business owner at work. If they're not safe at home, it's going to affect you, and it'll affect your bottom line. It'll affect your other workers. If you're not safe at home and you're a student, especially if you're a child and you're not safe at home, I mean, it affects everything. So I would want to know the absolute truth about if they're safe at home, because if they are safe at home, then a lot of the groundwork is set for you. It's a lot of the hard work is done already, because that person, no matter the age, they will perform well, they will do their best work, and they're not distracted by abuse, by being in fear, by, oh my gosh, when I go home, what's going to happen? Am I going to get beat up? Are the kids going to get beat up? I mean, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, and I have to say, as a child, I wasn't safe at home at all. And I would have given anything Jame, to be safe at home. Anything. It's the single most important thing. If you're safe at home. So, and when I hear, I know people that are safe at home. I'm friends with them. I've known them a long time, and it's not that I get jealous. I'm so grateful that I have them in my life because it's possible, it's doable, it's I just feel like it's such a gift. It's like a miracle. It's like a miracle. Like, wow, you're safe at home. Your family support one another. There's no fighting. There's no, and there's arguing, obviously. That's normal. You're going to be in conflict with people. There's disagreements, but it never crosses the line of abuse. Not verbal, not physical, not sexual abuse. So I would say, I hope I answered the question. That would be the most important question that I would know the truth. Are you safe at home, especially for children?
Absolutely. If you had...
I'm
Yeah?
glad you agree. Sorry.
It's alright. If you had a song for every time you entered the room, what song would that be?
Well, I was quite the club girl, heavy duty clubber years ago, and I love techno. That's my favorite music, techno and tribal and like heavy house and trance. So anything techno. So it's not. I can't even say one song, but I mean I have favorite DJs like Mike Frade and Victor Calderon and Carl Cox and there's so many. Nicole Madaber, Charlotte DeWitt. So any one of those DJs playing their mixes, I would want to enter a room with any of those DJs playing their mixes. So all techno, all that type of music.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, if I had to name one song, yeah, that's kind of difficult. But one of them I think would be, I would have to choose one song.
It doesn't have to be one song. It could be as many as you like.
Okay, so one of them would be Queen, "We Will Rock You." I love that song. So yeah, that song, and if I entered a room, I would that would be playing. That describes me, I guess, or and my company, because we're going to get you to think differently about safety at home, and it's going to really, it's going to change your perception, so it'll rock you. I'm trying to think. I mean, infinite number of songs. So, but that one comes into mind for sure.
Sounds good. If life is a game, like some people say, what are some of the rules?
You must be respectful. You must be respectful of your family, who you live with, who you are in a relationship with, whatever that relationship is, any potential friendships that you're building, that you are fostering and honing. That is rule number one. Respect. I would say the second rule is you have to have freedom. Freedom of choice, and that freedom, though, cannot take away your freedom. So if I'm free to beat you, if I'm free to abuse you and treat you like garbage, well, that's not freedom, because then I am infringing upon your freedom. So freedom is a two-way street. I have to be free and you have to be free, but with that element of respect. If you're going to go out on the street and you're free to beat the crap out of someone, well, that's not freedom, because then that person is not free. So it needs to be a two-way street. That would be my second rule. A third rule is, for the game of life, just safety. Safety at home, whatever home is for you. Safety is the single most important thing. And it's a practice. So that would be like a fourth rule. You have to practice safety, practice freedom of choice, practice respect. It's not just one and done. It's an ongoing, you're a work in progress. So that has to be repetitive, a practice. And I would say the fifth thing is, do what you love, the money will follow. You can't be doing something 40 hours a week and hating it, and you get your degree and you hate it, and you have this job and you just can't stand it. Life is short. It's short if you're safe at home. So do something that you at least like, if not love. So that way it's easy to be motivated. It's easy to work at it. It won't be such a chore to get up in the morning. Armani, the designer, Giorgio Armani, he was asked, how do you feel about fashion design? Is it fun for you? Is it a chore? And he answered that it's work. It's work that I do with pleasure. And I thought that was a great answer, because he works hard. Obviously, anyone that has that much influence works hard, but they do it with pleasure. So I think it answers it's kind of in line with what I'm saying. Do what you love, the money will follow. You have to at least recognize that it's work, but it's not a nightmare. It doesn't drag you. It lifts you. You're motivated. And I'm not saying you're not going to have bad days where things go wrong every day, for a while, every day, maybe for a week, 2 weeks, or until you fix what needs to be fixed. But at the core, you do like it, if not love it, So I hope I answered the question, Jamie.
You sure did. And that is all we have for this episode. It was great having you back on, talking about Osso Safe, its progression sense, and everything else.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you for the opportunity to return to your show. And we hope that if we're invited back, that we will have more progression, more more advancements with Osso Safe. We're working hard, but we do it with pleasure. We have a lot of purpose, and we thank you so much for the opportunity once again.
Anytime. And until next time, stay tuned for more.